Hallelujah. Shalom, family. Greetings to the 12 tribes of Yisrael scattered abroad. We're going to read this interesting article from Yahoo News Business Insider about a group of Bantu Israelites living in Africa. A unique African community who have practiced Judaism for a century despite persecution say they deserve the right to be recognized as Jews by Israel.
Stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home, far across the river. Can you hear freedom calling, calling me to answer? Gonna keep on keeping on. I can feel it in my bones.
We know that this is a very common dilemma for many of our Bantu Israelites who have for centuries known of their heritage, like the Limba, the Igbo, so on and so forth. And we are having this misguided notion that we need to be recognized by European Jews, by Ashkenazim, and by the states and powers of Europe. However, we're not going to deal with that right now. We're just going to look at this group of Bantu Israelites in Uganda. A Ugandan Jew, Yusuf Kabita, has had his request to immigrate to Israel rejected. Israel's Supreme Court has said that his conversion did not occur in a recognized community. Ugandan's chief Rebbe wants the Abayudaya community to be recognized and treated fairly. So we know that's not going to happen, even though many of our communities in Africa have millennia of historical evidence showing that they come from the bloodline of the biblical Israelites. A legal battle is underway in Israel to formally recognize a unique community of around 2,000 Jews living in Uganda's East African nation. At the heart of the dispute is a case involving Yusuf Kabita. Kabita, who has lived in Israel for 2 years, is seeking Israeli citizenship to avoid deportation. Israel's interior ministry has denied him the right to make Aliyah, the process of Jews immigrating to Israel. It may not be commonly known, but the United States actually is the power that makes the decisions on who is actually recognized as a Jew and legally acceptable to make Aliyah or become a citizen of the state of Israel. The decision backed by Israel's Supreme Court on Thursday was made because his conversion to Judaism did not occur in a recognized community. And of course, they always have some stipulations, some nuance, or some caveat when in regards to true Israelites, biblical Israelites, Bantu Israelites. Kabila filed to settle in Israel under the law of return, reported the Jewish Telegraphic Agency. The law of return, which was passed in 1950, gives Jews the right to gain Israeli citizenship across the world. It was updated in 1970 to include converts to Judaism. Of course, they're calling these Ugandan Jews converts, when we actually know that they are actually bloodline Hebrews, original Hebrews. Although Kabita converted to Judaism in 2008, the Supreme Court disputes that his conversion took place under the auspices of a formally recognized community. So there's always an excuse, there's always a caveat. The Jewish Agency for Israel, an international nonprofit that works with the Israeli government to facilitate immigration, only recognized the Ugandan community in 2009, a year after Kabita's conversion. So of course this is complete nonsense. Why? We understand why. As Yahusha said, that Jerusalem would be trodden down by the Gentiles until the end of the time of the Gentiles, right? Until the time of the Gentiles is fulfilled. And that's what's happening even to this day. Our land is being trodden down by foreigners. And these foreigners have set themselves up as the gatekeepers. On Monday, lawyers for the Legal Aid Center of Olim will petition an Israeli district court to grant citizenship to a Jewish convert from a Guatemalan community. The lawyers hope that a victory in this case could strengthen Kibita's case. Who are the Abayudaya community? The Abayudaya, which literally translates as people of Judah, is a community of 2,000 Ugandans who practice conservative Judaism. They eat kosher food, observe the Jewish Sabbath, and attend synagogue regularly. So, of course, this is talking about that they keep the traditions of the rabbinical Ashkenazim. They owe their introduction to the religion to a historic Ugandan military leader, Simi Kakugulu, more than a century ago. Kangungulu was originally converted to Christianity by British missionaries. However, after disagreements with colonial forces, he joined a sect, the Bamalaki, that followed a belief system that combined Christianity and Judaism elements. In 1919, having spent years studying the Bible, Kagungulu was inspired by the Old Testament. He insisted on being circumcised, a practice central to the Jewish religion. Kangungulu circumcised himself and his sons, then created a separate sect. The sect was known as the Kimbina Kia Bayudaya Abesiga Ketongda, the community of Jews who trust in the Lord. In the 1920s, a European Jew visited the community and taught them about Jewish rituals, kosher food, and traditions. The community took these practices to heart and have followed them ever since. So again, this is the game that they play. We as original Hebrews, as Bantu Israelites, have a culture that is based on the ancestors Abraham, Yitzhak, and Jacob. In our traditional culture, we keep all these things. We only lost them through time and enslavement and colonialism. And then we have these European Ashkenazim that come in and teach us their practices, their Talmud. And then we have to convert to their ways in order to be accepted by them. In the 1970s, they faced persecution by President Idi Amin, known as the Butcher of Uganda. Amin forbade the Abayudaya from practicing, destroying synagogues, and forced many to convert to other religions. Around 300 Abayudaya continue practicing, praying in secret, and the community has since grown. Today in Mbali, eastern region of Uganda, Stern Synagogue is the central hub for many of the Abayudaya. There is also a chief rabbi who oversees the thriving community. I am demanding an adjustment according to the circumstances and a spirit of fairness. Ugandan's chief rabbi and the Abayudaya's leader, Gershom Sizomu, told Insider that the situation with Yosef Kibita is complex but upsetting. He concedes that the court view that Kibita's conversion as illegitimate because it took place before the community was officially recognized as legally sound. Sizomu, however, does not believe that the technicality is fair. We have the letter of the law, Suzomu told Insider, but here I am demanding an adjustment according to the circumstances and a spirit of fairness. Kibita is not a complete stranger, he continued. He comes from a community that is recognized, irrespective of whether his conversion came before or after that. The Rebbe, who is also a member of Ugandan's parliament, feels let down by Israel. We have a long history of Judaism in Uganda. We have endured a lot of hardship, but we have never given up our religion, Suzomu said. That alone should show how sincere we are. That we are not being treated right, as other communities might be, is upsetting, he added. Of course, we all understand why they are being treated the way that they are being treated. And this is our downfall. We're always looking for approval of foreigners. We do not need their approval. We are the original Hebrew, the biblical Israelites. The Interior Minister is very, very wary of massive immigration from developing countries. Here we go. Kibita's lawyer believes that the Interior Minister might have nefarious reasons for ruling against the Ugandans' petition to make Aliyah. The elephant in the room is that the Interior Minister might have taken this position because of the fact that the Abayudaya community is a congregation in Africa, Nicole Mayor told Insider. The ministry has always claimed, on the record, that they don't distinguish between people on the color of their skin. But we know that they are very, very wary of massive immigration from developing countries, she added. And of course, we know that this is true. The state of Israel is there to be a foothold in northern Africa for the European powers. We know that. So it is not in their best interest to allow biblical Israelites back into our land. Hin Mazig, a senior fellow at the Tel Aviv Institute, is one of the Israelis who believes the decision is rooted in prejudice. He told Insider, the Interior Ministry argues that the Abayudaya conversions are not valid because they had to be done as part of an established Jewish community. But who gets to decide which Jewish communities are established? He continued, creating a theopolitical roadblock against this vibrant 2,000 plus Jewish community immigrating to Israel is rooted in bigotry. The situation is heartbreaking, and Israel is better than this. No, I don't think the state of Israel is better than that. The system is not broken. The system is doing exactly what it was built for. So, brothers and sisters, Mishpachah, we have to realize that our bloodline, our heritage, is not based on the approval of foreigners. We need to stop looking to foreigners to acknowledge who we are. When Yahushua HaMashiach returns, they're going to be forced to face the truth. Until that time, they're going to try all kinds of mechanisms, schemes to prevent us from returning to our heritage. It's time for us to get ourselves straight, to return to Yahuwah and keep his Torah. Then Yahuwah will heal our nation and our land and return his power to his people. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please click the like button and subscribe and be notified of future videos. Shalom, family.